Good morning, everybody. So, of course, my business is Blinds Plus Designs. We have a showroom in Huntington Beach. We also have coastal home decor in there. We have some accent furniture along with accessories. It's my home away from home, and I love my space and I love my work. So if you're in the area, stop by and check us out. Let's see. So I started this business 20 years ago. I started it in Northern California. I moved it down to Orange County 10 years ago. This is my family, a little bit about myself. That's Scott right here in the yellow. And there we are in Cape Cod. We are getting married in September in Nantucket in 7 weeks. So we do a lot of traveling, we do a lot of hiking, a lot of golfing, bike riding. We're pretty active. My favorite thing to do is spend time with my family. Those are my 2 daughters and their families. I've got 4 grandchildren, 11, 3, 2, and 1. So it's very, very busy. And yeah, that's a little bit about myself there. Like I said, I started the business in Northern California. It started off just as a part-time business. Out of my car, I just started doing a little bit, and it just kept growing and growing and growing and growing. And now, you know, it's kind of surreal to me. It's not a huge business, but I sell over $1 million a year in window coverings, so I'm pretty proud of what I've done.
That's huge.
Yeah, I brought my daughters into the business, and they're helping me as well. And it's all self-taught. I've taught myself how to do the draperies, sell the draperies, bench seats, window coverings, pillows, etc. So we offer blinds, shades, shutters, motorization, automation. I'll talk a little bit more about that. Custom draperies, pillows, bench seats, and we also do upholstery. We don't advertise upholstery, but a lot of times when I go into people's houses, they'll ask me, and so we might recover a chair, a sofa, etc. So we take our showroom to you. We do ask the clients if they'd like to come into the showroom. Sometimes they do, get some ideas. If they come in the showroom, they'll see the motorized shades. We can say, Alexa, raise the shades, and they kind of see how the automation works. They see the draperies paired with the window coverings, and they go, oh, I love that. That's what I want at my house. So it just kind of validates what we do, and it can be very helpful. So when somebody calls me, I'll ask them how many windows they have. If they want custom draperies, I'll ask them what's the design of their home, what colors are they looking at, so I know what kind of fabrics to bring out. But most importantly, every window's different. You know, I don't know if they have the cranks on the windows. I don't know if they've had retrofitted windows put in, so they might have had 4 inches depth, now they only have 2 inches depth. There's a lot of variables when it comes to window covering. So I might take something out for, I have all kinds of hand samples. I'm a big believer in hand samples so people can see and touch, and I can put something inside their window. So this, you know, has about a 2-inch depth. That can work really well. You know, I can show them a top-down, bottom-up cordless feature that offers lots of privacy. It comes in all the fabrics will come in transparent or blackout. But a lot of people I deal with have views, and so they say, you know, I just bought this house, $2 million house, I want to see my view. So having something that stacks really small on top, isn't too cumbersome, is really important to my clients. This is something like this is, you know, we live by the beach, so coastal's really important. You know, people like that coastal vibe. Sometimes in texture with designers, you know, we might bring in a Roman shade that has texture, kind of gives you that coastal vibe. You know, people like this. This also comes in the 1/4-inch headrail. So if somebody just has the smallest headrail, you know, we have a few options for that as well. And then I brought this one as well to show you the different size headrails, because you know, not every window can have every product, but as you can see, this is a much larger headrail, and that's, you know, roller shades usually come in this. This is a banded dual shade, so you can, comes in different opacities. You can look at it for privacy. You can lift it up like that and see through, and then of course it goes all the way up into
That's pretty cool.
the headrail.
Cool.
Yeah, you can put it on sliders and so forth. But the most valuable thing about going to somebody's home is when I walk in there, I usually walk in, I don't take any samples with me, and then after I go through the house and ask the questions, you know, what's important to you for each room and so forth, then I know exactly what to bring in. And I really pride myself in not overcomplicating it. Sometimes, often, I'll bring in 1 or 2 products, couple fabrics, and like, that's perfect. And then the best compliment is, you made that so easy for me. So I don't believe in taking in 10 books, flipping through all these for over and over and over again. It's just, it's not necessary. So motorization is huge right now. I would say I probably sell 50% of all the window coverings are motorized because they've gotten so affordable. We do hardwired, and this is cool. When I love it when the contractors build the pockets and they just go right up into the ceiling. That's where I'm going today, is to work on a job like that, so we can tell them, you know, what size pocket we need, where we need the power, and so forth.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's very pretty. It's a great look. And then of course, oh yeah. So if you do it ahead of time, yeah, it adds value to the house, because then when the people come in, they see that, they're like, wow, that's really sharp. In Huntington Beach, you know, we have those 3-story houses, and there's a slider on every floor, and a lot of them have views. So this is something that's really popular. Really easy. Alexa voice command is super easy on all of our shades. You can also operate them on your phone, put them on timers. So if you travel a lot, put the shades on a timer, so it looks like somebody's home. The shades are going up and down during the day. And then of course we can integrate with the home automation. So if the house has Control 4, Lutron, etc., we have the capabilities of integrating with that. Most of the motorization that I do sell is rechargeable battery. Super easy. They don't have to change the batteries anymore. It just comes with a USB port, like a cell phone charger, and you plug it in about twice a year for overnight, and you're good to go. There's also what's called a power wand, and it's just a wand that hangs down, and then it's got the remote on it, and that's great as well. It's the lowest price point on motorization. So it goes from power wand to rechargeable battery to hardwire. So there's something for everyone. So here's just some photos of, for instance, top down, bottom up is really popular. I showed it to you here. So in this house here in Corona, there's a sidewalk right there. And so you don't see the sidewalk. People, you don't see them walking by. They can't look in your windows, but you still get to see the blue sky and the trees and so forth. Same thing here. This is another house where you're looking directly at another window across the street. Gives them privacy, still let light filter in. So there's lots of options. This one here is actually available also in motorization. The other thing about the cordless is it's just a cleaner look. There's nothing, it just bothers me when I walk in, I see these cords hanging. Sometimes they're hanging all the way down on the floor. It's not necessary anymore to have it. I rarely sell shades with cords. So here, these are wovens, and like I showed you here, they're probably my biggest seller just because we live in California and it just kind of fits the motif. This one here, for instance, this window ends right here, okay? But if you raise it about whatever you want, it could be 5 inches, 10 inches, 12 inches, it makes it appear that window is taller, and then you're not losing any of your view. So that's something that I'll offer sometimes for clients as well. Same thing here. So inside mount, see these cranks on these windows here? Those can be kind of a pain. So you have to, again, pick a certain treatment that will work with that, with the cranks. Sliding glass doors. We have lots of options for sliding glass doors. This is a really cool option. It's actually a honeycomb in a vertical, okay? So you can have a window that is 120 inches wide, and it will only stack 6.5 inches, which is huge. So sometimes when you have a home and you walk in, these are the things that I'm looking at. You know, they just have a small little space. They don't want to lose any of their view, etc. That's a great product. This is a little bit more I sell the window shadings verticals. It looks like a sheer drapery. It's not. It's pretty affordable. And I usually put that, well, dining room, living room, it looks a little bit more formal. 2-on-1 roller shades is really great, especially if you have dogs or kids. It's just vinyl, super easy. If you have a 2-on-1, you can lift one side up for the dog to go in and out. You can lift one side up, keep the other one down to go out and barbecue, go to the pool. Sticky fingers on kids, it's a great product for that. The panel track on the side is also roller shade fabric, so you get the same ease as far as taking care of it. All those panels glide. This is what's replaced verticals, old verticals. People don't do verticals anymore unless it's maybe a rental, but it's a nice clean look as well. Shutters, we still sell shutters. I went out on 2 jobs yesterday and sold shutters in 2 different homes. They're timeless, they are indestructible. They have a 25-year warranty, so that's great. They add beautiful curb appeal from the front of the house. And again, child safety. Those have the front tilt bar on them. I usually sell them without. It's also a cleaner look. I don't know if we have another picture of sliders or shutters or not, no. But you also have the ability of a split rail where you can close the bottom half of the shutter and keep the top half open. So that's nice as well. And then custom draperies. Custom draperies add a lot. Just having fabric in the house really warms things up. It's just a very elegant look. They're not cheap. I always ask the client, have you ever purchased custom draperies? I try to let them know ahead of time. Yeah, because they could get sticker shock. I pride myself in having affordable fabric, so everything I have is kind of in the medium prices. I don't carry couture fabrics that are $150 a yard. My fabrics usually run between $38 to say $70, in that range. And then the hardware and so forth, we can do motorization and draperies as well. But it is very pretty, and people do like to have draperies. You have to have room on the side to stack them, but it is a pretty look. We also do bench seats. So bench seats and pillows, that's how I met Peter. He was building a bench seat for a client of mine, and I came in I had already done the whole house in shutters, and then I told her, I saw her project, so we went in and did bench seats for her little kitchen area. And of course, that's outdoor fabric for outdoors as well. And we do pillows. The best referrals for me would be somebody that got a new home, newly painted, had new windows put in or remodeled. And again, like I said, we do commercial as well. Right now we're working on a job for the Huntington Beach Library. Just recently did the new Huntington Club, which is the Seacliff Country Club, many restaurants, commercial. And I do pride myself on having very good pricing. A lot of times people will call the shade store, and if they call me, it's like, oh, this is like slam dunk, easy sale, because I'm about half the cost of the shade store. I have the product for flips. I have a very inexpensive 2-inch faux wood. Nowadays, they're pretty much all cordless because of the new safety laws that have come out. I can do verticals if you want. Another really affordable product for flips would be roller shades if you just want to step it up a bit. They're priced very well as well. Is that it? Is that the last one? Yep, I think so. Any questions?
Gayle, you mentioned a power wand as a motorization. How does that work? I haven't seen.
So it's just a wand. So like on a faux wood, how you have the wand that tilts.
Right.
Okay, it's a wand like that, and on the bottom you have an up, middle, stop, and then a lower button. And so it's just the
But it's
remote.
connected to the.
So you have to get up and do it.
Right.
But for instance, say you have they're great on sliding glass doors, because that's a pain in the butt to,
Right.
Roll it all the way up and down, or you don't want to get down on the ground like this if it's cordless. So a lot of times I'll suggest the power wand. It hangs down, easy, just up. You can stop it, you can hit the button, and it will just walk away, and it will go all the way up. It adds like $80 to a window. That's it. And you don't have to worry. It's great for rentals too, because you don't have to worry about them messing around with the remote and screwing up the programming on it or losing it.
And it's still battery. charged the same. Which
Yeah.
is-
Yeah, so there's a little USB
Little
port in
red.
the wand itself.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
It's
Very
amazing
easy.
how long the batteries last.
yeah, I know. They've come a
It's-
long way.
It just,
Yeah,
Yeah.
10 years.
wow.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, before you have to recharge it.
Two questions. One is I recently moved and the room where I sleep it has the blackout blinds. And, oh my gosh, it's such a game changer. For like we know anyone who's having trouble sleeping, and you know they're willing to do, like that's not a bad pitch. I've never slept in so far on a Saturday morning. I never sleep in. It was just pitch black. It was awesome.
Yeah.
In fact, I was finding once that happened, I found like little lights on of like electronics or my laptop in the room, and I would like put a hat over it. I was just like pure darkness.
Everyone says I want my room like Las Vegas. I want it totally blacked out.
What's your contact number for work for new customers? What should we call?
Oh, I'll give you my card. It's right here.
Thank you.
So I have myself, my daughter Lauren is in the showroom, and then I have Dieta that works for me as well. And so we go as far as, we did a job in Coronado yesterday. I've got workout in Palm Springs going on right now and Las Vegas. And then I can go north. I have some installers up in the Camarillo area, so I'll do jobs if I get a referral, because a lot of times I don't advertise in that area. It's usually a referral, like I've got this house up here or so forth.
Sorry, could you talk for a sec about the value for selling a property, like a residential property, when you have the blind set up? Because I was thinking back a couple years with an open house, and the realtor with a big smile on their face is just, the blinds going up and down, and that really had an impact on me, and then the other people there, just like a thought I was having as we were going through your presentation.
Yeah, so, well, right now I'm working with a realtor. They actually built 2 homes in Seal Beach. And in Seal Beach, I don't know if you're familiar with it, there's lots of telephone wires everywhere. It's not pretty to look at. And so these are 2 gorgeous homes. So we want to kind of hide those to sell, right? And so, we put in some top down, bottom ups. We put in something that was light filtering, so it still let the light in, but you're not looking out at an ugly roof with a bunch of wires going back and forth. I mean, if you're selling a house for close to $2 million, you don't want to look at that, but that's Seal Beach. And then as far as motorization, I've got other builders that I've worked with that, I have one builder that just does custom homes on the beach, in different areas, Laguna and Newport. And so he wants all the motorized shades in there, so that when they, bring the clients in and so forth. So, and they're not that expensive. If you hardwire them, that's a little bit more. But the actual, the rechargeable batteries, adds about 150 to a window. So they're popular.
What would Gayle today tell Gayle 20 years ago when you first started?
Yeah, that's good, right?
I just look forward. Every day I hit the pavement. I always look for new contacts. When I first moved to Newport Beach, or to Huntington Beach rather, I didn't know anybody. So the first thing I did was I joined a B&I group before I even moved there. And then I just went knocking on doors, literally knocking on doors. And I'll tell you what I did was I would go in a neighborhood, and if I saw a construction, I would just go knock on the door and I'd say, "Hi, I just want to introduce myself. I was helping a neighbor down the street." I wasn't helping a neighbor down the street. I just said that, and they would just let me in their house. I've gotten so many sales that way. I met a designer, Megan Kelly, who does all of Sean Stanfield's homes, and that was my first connection. I met her the first week knocking on a door in Huntington Harbor, and I've been working with them ever since. So just, go out there. What I could have done a little bit differently is, I think because I started out so gradually, I could have educated myself a little bit more, but I was just so busy with my kids that I just winged it. I have for 20 years. I've got my girls in there now that are doing the technology side of the business, which helps a lot. Like, I didn't prepare this. My daughter did it for me. So I sell. That's what I do. I'm good at selling. I'm good at talking with people, making them feel comfortable, because I know that when I go out and sell a job, I'm really selling myself, you know, and they need to feel comfortable working with me. I always answer my phone. Sometimes it irritates the heck out of people, but like you said, if I don't answer my phone, a lot of times they're going to go to the next person that does. And so yesterday I went to a house, and it was for a house for about 20 shutters. Sunday night around 5:30, I was at my daughter's house with the kids, and the phone rings, and I have to go outside because all the kids are screaming and everything. I'm like, sorry, I got my grandkids here. She goes, you answered the phone? It's Sunday night. I said, well, I try to answer my phone whenever I can. Went back out the job yesterday and sold the job. So you never know. Mhm.
Guys, we might not have so much luck being invited into someone's house.
Yeah, you have to look like that. I've been to Gayle's showroom, and I tell you, it's like Sharon's. It's beautiful. It's welcoming, and it's airy. It's light. She's got a great place. You guys all need to go there. It's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
Thanks. So we talked about having a party there, and so I think maybe in December.
Christmas.
Yeah, we'll have a Christmas thing there. So.
Nice.
So again, a good referrals for me would be, I work with a lot of builders, so it's kind of cool because I build these relationships with them, and so I'll get a call every 2 or 3 months, you know, from a certain builder. Hey, I just wrapped this up, you know, give them a call. I've got a contractor down in Costa de Casa that was just referred to me from B&I, and you know, so and designers like, they don't want to do window coverings. It's a niche. You mess up one window, it can cost you $1,000. So they like to call me because then I'm responsible for it. It's my specialty. They don't know what's new and so forth, and so I can bring everything out. I'm very good about knowing when to let the designer do what she wants to do. I don't step on anybody's toes, and yeah, that's about it. Okay, thank you.
Nice presentation.
Are you able to give quotes just based on plans? Hasn't been built yet, but you can see what it is.
I don't like to, but I can. There's so many variables.
Right.
I have done it.
Budget range.
Yeah, I
Right.
can.
Okay.
Have you ever, I know this is crazy, but I've seen this in some of the public works contracts.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever even thought
No, but
about
I'd be
it?
interested. It's something I really want to expand my commercial. I have done. I do work for the city of Huntington Beach. I've done multiple jobs for them at different places.
Yeah, because there are a lot of commercial uses for this.
And then the
Everybody
other,
thinks it's just for the home, but it's,
yeah,
you know, people, the commercial space needs to use it. Schools need
Uh-huh.
to do this.
yeah.
But
And,
there's not a lot of budget for it. So.
Mm-hmm. Roller shades are very inexpensive, and so for commercial jobs, that's usually what they're doing is commercial. But with the new law that's coming out, see, you know, the cord loop that is on, it's like a beaded chain, those are most likely going away. So I don't know when the hearing's going to be, but it's coming up soon. So I would say in a year from now, that's not going to be available.
We might be able to help you get one of those contracts.
Okay.
If you're willing to bid on it.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're big though.
Yeah, you know, that's okay. I need to get certified as a women-owned business. That's something I haven't done, and I've been asked that
Don't need to
question.
worry about it.
No,
You're
okay.
already-
Okay, cool. So yeah, I've got the installers. So I have a great installer. That's super important, and I get compliments all the time that your installer came out. He was great. He was very personal, very professional, and you know, because that's the last impression the client has. So that's really important. I feel very fortunate when I have a good installer. That's it. Okay.
Well done.
Thanks.
Well done.